So, anyways, enough on that. So, anyways, so when, yeah, 2016, when I left Jane, we were able to rent out a house in Hoquiam. It was a beautiful, beautiful house. The landlord lives right behind my mom's house, and she still has a nice house. Her house was beautiful in Hoquiam. She sold it after we left, and it was a beautiful home, a yellow, beautiful home. It was just wonderful there. It was the best house we ever had. It was this beautiful house. Anyways, so I was working at Walmart after that, and then also I continued to work at Walmart. We moved to South Aberdeen, and then also my research continued. He had a mental issues because he was afraid of the medical field and also the mental health field because they abuse people. We do a lot of tests to see if medication works. We never get paid for the tests, really. They do weird stuff medically and stuff. They do a lot of guesswork, but not the medical field, but the mental health world. They do when it concerns medications. They do a lot of guesswork. And all those medical books with mental health and psychiatric work really did not work. It really did not work. People still believe I do not have schizoaffective or schizophrenia. The majority of the public don't, because the fact there's too many addicted people who act more whacked out than me, really act out more than I do. They act out way too much, especially when you're dealing with people who've been so abused as adults and really couldn't handle it when they're being hit in the head so many times, especially by somebody. Could be somebody they don't know, or there's people who act out worse than me. So, just for your information, there's the majority of the society don't believe I have schizoaffective or schizophrenia, or a majority of people don't believe I have mental illness. Really don't. They don't believe it. They just think I'm under stress. I do a lot for people. They see that I always try to, not be so stressed out where I become overwhelmed with so much work that I try to take big, huge breaks. Like, this is like 3 years. That's a big, huge break. A big, huge break to like rest and recoup, rejuvenate, get your strength back. Not to beat somebody up or overcome somebody. I mean, like, to like really be strong, get stronger, and like be able to be a normal person of society. And when it's time to, get up, I'm able to get up. I'm able to get up whenever I want. It's just that I need motivation and inspiration and stuff like that. A motive or like the goodness of life, stuff like that, all that good stuff. So yeah, the majority of people don't believe I have mental health issues. The majority of society don't believe I do, due to the fact there's so many people out there. There's 9 billion people on the earth, on the planet today, on planet Earth. But on my planet, there's less people. So even on that other one, the majority of the people don't believe that I'm mentally ill or anything. They say I'm fine. She does everything just fine. I keep myself clean. There was a time where I didn't know why I was in the hospital. I don't even know how a car even got me there. Really. I really don't. I don't remember a thing. So anyways, continue on. And furthermore, my research towards Paul is that he always, like I mentioned before, empowering himself, but disempowering others, like his wife, his child, people around him, his family, and also his friends, and also continuing on to people who encounter him personally, so he can look strong to the public. But the marijuana did cause him to get weaker. he used marijuana to help him with his mental health. His mental health is weak. His body strength is weak because of the fact that he did it so much that it caused Crohn's disease. And then also it caused more stress in his life because he was mean afterwards after he smoked it so long. He smoked for a long time. It did not help him. It did not help him distribute. But the fact that it made him weaker and also made him be just whiny, because he drinks alcohol. He's German. He's supposed to be strong, strong. I'm like, no, German people, they do that so much they lose all their strength and they're weak. But the fact that Paul is German, he always had this drugs of beer doesn't get him anything, but he always had to have strong, like vodka or something. Like, oh my gosh, really? That's bad, especially when Aaliyah's there. So I just, and also further on my report, he is like, he's nice. Those guys that are super nice at first, and later on you get to know them, and they're really evil, They do stuff that ain't normal when you first met them. First it was marijuana, then it was like behind you, when we get divorced, the big jug of wine, wine to all his friends, and then also when he got divorced, a little bit of what they call it, crack and all the hard drugs, heroin. Oh my gosh, I didn't even want to go there. Like the terribleness that he did. For what I further explained in my videos about being stalked. It's I was 9 years old. It was because I got back from foster care. So that was very terrible. I heard he got beat up because one time they did actually see him following me. One time they didn't even know he was behind me. I was just going to the store when I was a little girl. I think I believe it was like 10 or 11. And someone actually beat him up. Like, oh my gosh. But I actually found that out later in life. I didn't actually find that out right away. Because I was a quiet person. I actually kept to myself. I actually tell my mom everything. If anything happened to me. And I tell my mom's husband if anything happens to me. Because they had a prior CPS case for me and my brother Robert. And we just got back home. So, anyways, they kept a watch on me. I went to summer school, but more on him. But that's one of the things that you don't know. I didn't even know. I didn't find out till after the fact of the divorce. But ever since divorce, I actually did do better. I was able to communicate. He doesn't let you communicate, for one thing. He doesn't let you speak freely. He doesn't give you freedom of speech. He basically, if I were to ever get to know him again, he would not let me have freedom of speech. He would not let me freely in my videos. He would like oversee my videos, like right here. What are you saying? What are you talking about? And then there would be a whole argument. You know what I mean? So I wasn't able to freely have freedom of speech in my videos and have freedom to do my job, which was him. And what Social Security sent me to marry him for. Why is he stalking you, Sabrina, from Social Security Administration? I had to figure it out. And the answer is Social Security Administration. He was in love with the little girl. He was 16 years old. I'm like, oh my gosh. People really do get perverty around here. Especially the Whisenhunt family. The Whisenhunt family is known for womanizing. And they're called womanizers. They actually womanize pretty little girls and pretty fancy young women in magazines and stuff. And also people in the community who they don't even know. The womanizers, but he wasn't while I was investigating, but he was after the fact. Especially later on in the marriage where he would uh, go to the naked lady coffee shops when the marijuana shop used to be in Central Park. But since he's not on the way to work or anywhere on his way to anywhere, he no longer goes to the naked lady coffee shops anymore. That's a good thing. No more naked lady coffee shops. But anyways, when we furthermore on the report, he was always afraid of becoming like the Whisenhunt uncles that he has, and his dad, because of the fact that he was afraid he might become like him. Well, unbeknownst to a lot of people, he did succeed through marriage, but the fact that